Hey everyone, and welcome to VSmashton, your ultimate Java tutorial destination. I am Venki, and I am super excited to have you here. In this Java tutorial video series, we will cover everything you need to know from the basics to advanced concepts. Whether you are a seasoned developer or just starting, we have got you covered. So hit that subscribe button and let's dive into the world of Java together. Let's get started. Today's session on an essential topic that lays the foundation for the world of technology. What is programming and why is it required?
System will only listen for zeros and ones. So whatever you want to tell to the system, you need to give it in the binary code only. If people knows how to write these zeros and ones, these instructions in zeros and ones in the binary format, then there is no need for the programming language. The problem is with us only. We cannot read these zeros and ones properly. So we need a programming language which will tell to the system that what is our commands, what is our instructions, that we are able to read in our own language, that is in English. Human knows only his own language, not the binary language. We need to have some language which will tell our instructions to the system. So it is like you know Telugu and some other person know Tamil. So what you will do, you cannot talk in Tamil and they cannot understand Telugu. So what we will do is, we will make some translator or interpreter in between. Two persons are there. For these persons to talk in between, we need another translator here. Whether it is a system or a person, whatever it is, we need some translator here. He will communicate in both ways, like this, right? So similar thing we are applying to the programming also. In programming, what we will do is, we write our instructions, whatever you want to ask to the system, we write those instructions in our native language. Native language means here English. And this interpreter or translator or converter, whatever it is, this actually what this will do is, this will convert those instructions to system understandable format, that is binary format. So this is where we need a programming language this is completely for our programmer sake only. This is not for this is not to do any with system. This is only for our purpose only. In some programming languages we call it as interpreter, and in some languages we call this as compilers. Okay, there is a difference between both of these. Okay, we will discuss that later. And this is where we need the programming language. Now we move to the another step. What are the basic steps in programming? In our English language, what we have the basics is like alphabets. Then from these alphabets we make some words, and by connecting these words we do sentences. And to connect these words in a proper way, we need grammar also. And to count the things and all, we need some numbers, digits. All these things composed of a language. In the programming language also, we need to know what is basic here is variables. If we properly write them, it is called as instruction or command. We combine all these instructions to make a small program. Variables, instructions, we combine them to a small program. These all small programs we combine to make a application.
One more thing, in English we have grammar. Using this grammar only we can write meaningful sentences so that another person can understand that. In case of programming languages, we call the grammar as syntaxes.
Using this syntax only, you know how to write a for loop. Using this syntax only, you know how to declare a variable.
These are some basic parts of programming language. Later we can discuss data types, variables in our later classes. Now we see the difference between human and human communication with the natural language and human and system communication with programming language. Between two persons, the discussion is to exchange the information. But in case of interaction between human and system, we instruct the system to do some task for us, and once the task is finished, we get the result from the system. So we are actually transferring the data between human and system.
Dealing with the system is always with the data. Okay, whether it is a numbers or some strings or something else, we always give the system data, it will process and give it back our values. So first what we need to know is what type of data I can give it to the system. For inputs or for outputs, we use variable. In Java, I am writing one statement, int a. This is one declaration of the variable. So here type of variable is integer. So I can declare some character also here, character C. So here I have written this one. I declared a variable and I am telling the system that this is the variable I am going to use. Okay, this is only declaration. Okay, I just declared a variable. If I give values to this one, like int a equal to 0, int b equal to 0, this means this is both declaration and initialization of the variable. Okay, you need to know the difference between above one and this one. In the above thing, that is only declaration. This is both declaration and initialization. In this case, what will happen, and in this case, what will happen? Actually, we have huge memory for our system. RAM. It can have small cells which can store only 0 or 1. That is memory, right? Digits it can store. So in this case, what it will do is to store, for example, in this language, to store integer, I need 8 bytes. Let us assume in binary digits are 0, 1 only, right? So to store one digit, we call it as bit. The memory used for storing one digit is called as bit. If we make it 8, 1 byte equal to 8 bits, here I am saying this is a bit, means this is a one part in my memory. Anywhere in this entire memory, this is one cell. This one cell stores one digit. So when I say integer needs 8 bytes, let us say integer needs 2 bytes. So these type of 16 cells it will engage for this one. Means it will just allocate 8 into 2, 16 cells, 16 bits of memory to this variable, and this is the location where we are going to store value of a. Once you declare this int a, what system will do is it will allocate an 2 bytes of memory, name that location as a. Whenever you call a everywhere, you are actually referring to this digital space. Here you see in this declaration and initialization statement, here you are doing int a first. That means it will start to allocate 2 bytes of memory to this variable. Once after this one, you see we have one operator, assignment operator. After that we have the value. So in this state we are storing this value here in this one. Okay, maybe 0, this is 0, right? So what it will store is only zeros it will store. Here this statement has the effect that it will allocate some memory to this variable and name that memory location to a, and it will store this whatever the value here in this cell. So here the syntax for declaring a variable is like data type, variable name, and you need to have this equals operator. This we call it as assignment operator. Even we normally casually call it as equal to. That is an assignment operator. Here whatever the value it is, this is the syntax for declaring a variable. In Java, every Java statement should be ended with semicolon. Then only the compiler will know that this is the end of the statement. This is the structure of the program, Java program I am just writing. This is on small Java program, okay, which will print this hello world. Here the basic structure is you should have one public class and you should have this main method with string arguments. I will explain what is this one later. We should have this main method always. Whatever the statement you want to write, you write in these brackets only. Thing is, public class is fixed. Main should be whatever you want. You can put ABC also here, no problem. Okay, but this should be fixed. Public class only. And another thing is, this statement is there, right? This is our entry point to the program. This should be same only, like public static void main. The syntax will be same as is. No need to change. Okay, you cannot change this. Even if you change this one, you cannot run the Java program. If I change it to 1, you cannot run. Only part we can change here is the class name. When we get into there, I will explain more about this one. What is public, what is this one.
Today we discussed about what is programming and why is it required, how to deal with data using data types and variables, how to store variables, syntax for variable declaration, and basics Java program structure. That's it for this video. We come up with more videos like this. Please like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned. Thank you.